She's breathing, so we're good there at least.
Welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway during rush hour, only to find a pickup truck parked in the fast lane. Engine running, driver slumped over asleep. Does that sound unreal? Well, that's exactly what happened today in Blue Ash, Ohio. On August 8th, 2022, police approached a vehicle to find Lucy Renee Bulock dozing off behind the wheel. The car was in gear, and it was during traffic time. What happened was a wild mix of confusion, resistance, and ultimately a felony arrest. So with that, let's jump in.
This is a really horrible place to park, sir.
Yes, it is. And it's locked. Even better. It's in drive. Just want to do she's breathing, so we're good there at least. You got a stick? Yeah, I'll stick it.
If possible, get your push button up against the front of that car.
Hey, wake up. Wake up. You're asleep on the highway. Yeah. That ain't great, is it? You alright? You been drinking, smoking, doing drugs, you just tired. What's up? Yeah, we asleep in the middle of the highway. Yeah? Alright, we don't have nothing to say about that? Why not? It's abnormal as all get out, ain't it? Now you just always be sleeping on the highway?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't about to leave. I already got the keys. You ain't gonna go nowhere. I don't know why you doing this. Here's what we're gonna do. Since you're trying to dip, we're just gonna go ahead and jump on out now, since we're gonna be like that. You ain't got no keys.
Lord have mercy on my soul.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump on out, alright? You ain't gonna go nowhere. What you been doing today?
Oh my God, how do you wait for people like you?
From like me? Why?
Oh my God.
Yeah, because you be drinking and partying yesterday and now you sleeping on the highway? Is that where we at? Yeah, that's where we're at, ain't it? I got it.
Somebody's really, really drunk and or high.
Yup.
Hey, darling, what are you doing exactly?
Oh, shit!
I already told you, I already beat you to that. You ain't gonna go nowhere.
How y'all doing?
You're
So
missing this, darling.
Yeah. This thing right here that makes this go vroom, already got it. So, you hit on that one, so we're gonna deal with this now.
No.
So what we're gonna do is you're gonna jump on out. We can't get out over there, so I'm gonna need you to come to this side, okay?
Do you like that?
All right.
Like that? Top walk?
So, we need to get out of the car, and we're just gonna talk about what's going on, and we're gonna go from there.
This is what we've been doing for the last 2 minutes, is sort of trying to put the car in drive with the car.
What's your name?
That's how bad it is.
What is your name? I'm running out of patience very quickly. So, either A, I ran it. Yeah.
Did it come back to a female?
Yeah, not her, I don't believe, though. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump out of the car, or I'm gonna make you get out of the car. And I'd rather not do the latter. So I'm gonna give you about 30 more seconds to come out this door. Help me out. I'm gonna ask you real layman terms. Are you f***ed up? That's as simple as I can get, because I think you are. All right. You guys got another set of gloves I can borrow anywhere? You need to get out of the car now. Let's go.
Come on. Come on out.
Let's go.
What did you say?
It's up there. Get out of the car.
Okay, go ahead.
Green light.
All right. Let's go.
Time to go.
Time to get out. Come here. No, we ain't playing this nonsense today. Get out the car. Look, this is only gonna make it worse. I'm being very polite, and I'm out of patience for it, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get out of this car right now.
Can't get.
Let's go. We're getting out the car.
Get out of the
It
car
is gonna
right
get
now.
way worse for you if I have to drag you out this car, okay? We don't have to go there.
Come here.
Here's the deal.
Let me get a leg.
Yep. Oh, she's gonna eat pepper spray. Roll over.
Get
Roll
over.
over.
Roll over right now.
Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Okay.
Just stand her up. I'll push this one behind.
No. Listen, hold up. Relax. Just pull her this way. Has she said anything to you?
Outside of, I'm trying to get away from people like y'all, that's it.
Alright. There you
Gonna have to run out from under her still.
Do we need a life squad for her?
You can call it. I think she's just alive.
She was asleep. Anybody grab my, whose body cam was on the ground? Grab it.
I have one.
You guys have one? Someone had a body cam. Alright, good.
Okay, let's get her off her stomach and get her on her side.
You have anything on? He's gonna poke me, prod me, cut me, stab me? Do I need a female officer to come pat you down in any way?
Let's yeah.
John, 301, 301.
Pull your leg in. Pull your leg in. Stand up.
Stand up. Put the weight on your leg. Come on. Okay. I'm a fireman carrier.
Yep.
Here we go. Get a butt up on there.
Try.
Other side if I get in.
Yep. Yeah. You want to tell me anything about what's going on yet? Why we had to just do that? You want to tell me anything about what's going on? We didn't have to go there. All right.
I'll watch.
Help me out. I'm gonna ask you a real layman terms. Are you f***ed up? That's as simple as I can get, because I think you are.
Let's break down the law that's at play here. Once again, we're in Ohio. So first we have driving under the influence. This is found under the Ohio Revised Code, section 4511.19. And it says, operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs is a first-degree misdemeanor in Ohio. It becomes a more severe offense if aggravating factors like prior convictions or injuries are present. Here, we have a woman that's impaired while parked in gear in traffic. Now, I guess she's not parked, she's just foot on the brake, sleep in traffic. That puts both her and others at risk. Number 2, obstructing official business. This is found in section 2921.31. This charge applies when someone hampers or impedes a public official while they're doing their lawful duty. Her refusal to cooperate, repeated attempts to try to drive off, and combative behavior all qualify. Number 3, resisting arrest. This is found at 2921.33. This law is defined as actively fighting officers, especially when they're making a lawful arrest. Here, officers had reasonable cause and gave multiple warnings. She kicked, squirmed, and had to be physically restrained. Those are all clear signs of physical resistance. Number 4, felony probation violation. This is found under the Ohio Revised Code, section 2951.09. This law governs the consequences of violating probation. A felony probation violation doesn't just lead to a revocation hearing. It can result in re-imprisonment for the remainder of the original sentence. Lucy's prior felony case wasn't talked about in the video, so we don't have that information, but we do know that she has a prior case out there. The fact that she has an active violation explains why officers were extra cautious and prioritized her detainment versus letting her go. Number 5, outstanding warrants. This is found under the Criminal Rule 4, Ohio Rule of Criminal Procedure number 4, and also the Ohio Revised Code, section 2935.03. This one says, once officers confirm Lucy had outstanding warrants, they're legally authorized to arrest her on site. Warrants represent pending criminal cases that the individual has failed to address. So either a person didn't show up or they didn't do what they were supposed to do under whatever agreement they came to. The presence of a warrant can also justify an immediate custodial arrest, even before further investigation is completed. Now let's walk through the 6 levels of evidentiary standards. Now we go through these every day because they're really just that important. Let's apply them to this highway arrest. First, you have mere suspicion. This is a gut feeling. It's your intuition telling you that something's off. In this case, officers had a feeling the moment they saw the truck parked in the fast lane with someone slumped over in the driver's seat. That's suspicious enough to investigate further. Second, we have reasonable suspicion. This is more than a hunch and is based on specific facts that tend to show that criminal activity is occurring. Here, the vehicle was running. It was in gear and the driver was unresponsive. Remember, they had to beat on the window several times. And then they had to actually gain entry through a tool. Okay, all of that gave officers a lawful reason to conduct a welfare check and begin asking questions. Third, probable cause. This means there's enough evidence to reasonably believe a crime has been committed. Lucy's impaired speech, erratic behavior, and refusal to exit the vehicle gave officers probable cause to arrest her for DUI and obstruction. Number 4, preponderance of the evidence. This is the standard that's used mostly in civil cases. It means that something is more likely than not to be true. It takes about 51% of the evidence in your favor to win a case of this type in civil court. If this were a civil case, this is a criminal case, okay? If this were a civil case, say someone suing because of the danger caused by the woman in the parked vehicle, this body cam footage would likely meet that burden. And that's simply just saying that it doesn't require a whole bunch to get to that 51%. You basically have to just beat the other side. Fifth, clear and convincing evidence. Now this is a higher standard and it's used in things like revocation hearings and to determine child custody. This video clearly shows Lucy resisting, failing to follow any of the orders given to her, and endangering the public at large. It gives a strong, firm belief that the officer's actions were justified. This level takes about 75% of the evidence needs to be in your favor to win this type of action. So it's a little bit higher than that 51%. All right, next, beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard in the American justice system. It's used for criminal convictions, and it simply means that there's no other reasonable alternative other than the defendant being guilty of the charges. Now, if the prosecutor presents this footage along with toxicology reports and warrant records, a jury could very well find her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So here's the question for you. When during the video did you see enough to where you believe the officers had enough to go ahead and act? Now, let's step into the role of the jury. You've seen the footage, you've heard from these officers, and you've watched Lucy's behavior unfold on the side of the highway. Let's start with the obvious questions first. Would you believe this was just a tired driver, or was this someone under the influence? Does sleeping in a running truck parked in the fast lane during rush hour strike you as a harmless mistake or a dangerous act that puts others' lives in danger? As a juror, you have to consider not just the facts, but how those facts are presented. Lucy didn't respond to repeated commands. She tried to shift the truck into drive. She resisted officers for nearly 2 full minutes before being physically removed. Ask yourself, was that the behavior of someone confused or someone avoiding consequences? Now, let's bring in some intuition. The officers are using their intuition. They have it as soon as they walk up and see the woman unresponsive behind the wheel. I'm sure you've had some moments like this also. And it's simply when something doesn't feel right, even before you have proof. You just know it down in your soul. Do you think the officer's intuition here helped prevent something worse? And what about your intuition? Would your instincts say this is just someone sleeping, or this could turn deadly in seconds? Now, here's your moment to deliberate, and that means to come to a verdict together. If you were seated in the jury box, how would you vote? Guilty or not guilty? Drop your verdict in the comments below. So, what's the takeaway from today's lesson? First, sleeping behind the wheel, especially in the fast lane on a highway, it's not just dangerous, it's criminal, especially when impairment is involved. Second, non-compliance escalates everything. Lucy had multiple chances to exit peacefully, explain herself, and possibly avoid force, but she chose to resist. Third, outstanding warrants and probation violations don't disappear just because you ignore them. They compound. Your problems when law enforcement catch you will only be more serious. And finally, officers rely not just on training, but on their intuition. And that's that quiet voice that says, this isn't normal. And that can be the difference between life and tragedy. I hope this case helps you to be able to think critically about this situation and about your own decisions that you have to make in your own life. Now, if you were an officer, how would you view this situation? If you were on a jury, same thing. How would you view this situation? If you learned something today, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you have a question, ask in the comments below. Also subscribe. We give these breakdowns daily. And remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe out there, and happy Memorial Day.